I'm still the world's fastest man statement. That's what I think. And I think that I was playing around. So I think everybody got to tighten up.
Noah Lyles just ran 9.79 seconds, the fastest time in the world this year. He beat America's best sprinters on home soil and matched the time that won him Olympic gold.
I mean, I'm not even doing what I know I can do. We're not at peak. We're not at perfect technique.
If Lyles can take over the 100 meters while still far from his best, how fast will he run when everything finally comes together? To understand why that question matters, look at what just happened in New York City. Noah Lyles stepped onto the track at Econ Stadium for the U.S. Championships, and he did not just win. He sent a warning to the entire sprinting world at a stadium hosting its first national championship since 1991. The result was a blazing 9.79 seconds in the 100 meters. That number matters for one huge reason. It's the exact same time Lyles ran to win Olympic gold in Paris 2 years ago. He matched his own personal best on a regular Friday night in a race that didn't even have an Olympic medal on the line. No global title was up for grabs. Just pride, a national crown, and bragging rights. And he still ran like the biggest stage in the world was watching. Let's talk about how the race actually played out, because it wasn't a clean start for Lyles. He trailed early, the field got out fast, and for a moment it looked like someone else might steal the show. Then Lyles did what he always does. He turned it on over the final 30 meters and blew past everyone left standing in front of him. His coach had given him one simple instruction before the race even started. Put your hand in their pocket. Don't let them get away. Lyles followed it perfectly. He later said he could see exactly where his competition was during the race, and he just reeled them back in, like it was nothing at all. The chase pack behind him wasn't weak either. Ronnie Baker crossed the line in 9.88 seconds for second place. Kenny Bednarek also ran 9.88, but Baker edged him out for the silver medal. Christian Coleman, a former world champion who actually posted the fastest time in the earlier rounds, finished fourth in 9.93. This wasn't a soft field by any measure. Lyles beat real, proven competition, and somehow he still made it look easy. And this wasn't even his fastest run of the weekend. In the semifinal, just hours earlier, Lyles clocked a blistering 9.76 seconds. The wind reading was just barely over the legal limit, so it doesn't count as an official record. But it showed everyone in that stadium exactly what kind of speed he was carrying into the final. He wasn't just fast in the moment that mattered most. He was fast all night long. Here's a stat that shows just how dominant Lyles has become over one specific rival. This win over Bednarek was his 7th straight victory against him in 100-meter finals. 7 in a row, with no exceptions. That's not luck. That's a pattern that Bednarek simply cannot seem to break, no matter how close he gets. Now here's where the story gets bigger than just one race. This year has no Olympics. It has no World Championships either. That combination hasn't happened since 2020. Most athletes would treat a year like this as a breather, lower the intensity a little, save the legs for next season, coast through nationals without much pressure. Lyles did the exact opposite. He said some people treat an off year as a year to slow down and relax. He said he's still winning, still competing at a high level, and he doesn't see any reason to stop doing what he does best, which is getting out there and running fast. That mindset is exactly why this win hits differently than a normal national title would. And then came the sentence that should worry every sprinter on the planet. Lyles said he isn't even doing what he knows he's capable of. He said the team isn't at peak condition, not at perfect technique, not even close to it. And he said he plans to keep asking his own body for more as the season continues. Think about that for a second. A 9.79 is a time most sprinters chase for their entire careers and never touch. Lyles just ran it while openly admitting he's nowhere near his ceiling. That's not typical trash talk before a big event. That's a genuine warning, and it's backed up by real history from just last year, because Lyles hasn't always been untouchable, even recently. Rewind to last year's World Championships in Tokyo. That single race changed the entire conversation around him. Oblique Seville, a rising Jamaican sprinter, exploded to a personal best of 9.77 seconds and took home the gold medal. Kishane Thompson, his teammate, grabbed silver in 9.82. Lyles crossed the line third in 9.89 seconds, settling for bronze. That result marked Lyles' first loss in a global 100-meter final at any level of his entire career, ever. It genuinely stunned the sport. Jamaica hadn't topped the podium in the 100 meters since Usain Bolt retired years earlier. And suddenly, there were two new sprinters standing above the man who had ruled this event for so long. So when Lyles talks about not being at his peak right now, it's not just confidence talk for the cameras. It's motivation built directly from that painful Tokyo defeat. He knows Seville is out there training just as hard. He knows Thompson is out there too, and neither one of them has slowed down since that night in Japan. In fact, just weeks before this New York win, Seville ran a world-leading 9.82 seconds at the Jamaican National Championships. He's not sitting still or resting on his title. He's building momentum toward the same major events Lyles is now chasing. And Thompson, oddly enough, skipped that same Jamaican championship entirely, which means his current form is still a bit of a mystery heading into the rest of the year. That mystery alone should keep Lyles on edge. The gap between these sprinters is razor thin, and every single race this year is quietly shaping the bigger story of what comes next for the sport. That next chapter already has a name: the World Ultimate Championships in Budapest. Since there's no World Championships or Olympics scheduled this year, track and field created a brand new event just to fill that gap. And Lyles isn't just entering it as another competitor. He's been officially named the event's MC and creative advisor. He's putting his own name and reputation directly behind this new competition succeeding. His own words make the plan clear. He plans to win it outright. He said he's staying in shape all the way until that meet finally arrives in September. This isn't a guy taking a quiet year off to relax on the beach. This is a guy using every single race as a building block toward one final statement in Budapest. And the sprinting workload didn't even stop after the 100 meters was done. Lyles also entered the 200 meters at the very same championships, chasing a record 6th U.S. title in that event too. Two demanding events, back-to-back, in the same single weekend, while still openly calling himself out of peak shape. That kind of workload tells you everything you need to know about where his mindset is right now. So let's put the whole picture together clearly. Lyles just ran a time that matches his Olympic gold medal performance from Paris. He beat a stacked American field that included a former world champion. He extended his win streak over one of his biggest rivals to 7 straight races without a single loss. And he did all of it while admitting out loud that he's still holding something back. Meanwhile, across the water in Jamaica, Seville and Thompson are running just as fast, maybe even faster on paper this season. The rivalry that dethroned Lyles in Tokyo hasn't gone anywhere or cooled down at all. If anything, it's getting more intense as everyone heads toward Budapest. This win in New York wasn't just about a national title. National titles come and go for every athlete every single year. This win was Lyles reminding the entire world that even without an Olympics or a world championship on the calendar, he refuses to be forgotten. He refuses to slow down or coast. And based on his own words, the version of him we just watched in New York isn't even the final version we're going to see. Remember, this is a man who turned 29 this month, fully aware that his prime years as a sprinter won't last forever. He said before that he doesn't want to look back one day and regret holding anything back, even in a year without a major title on the line. That's the mentality driving every single race he runs right now, and it's exactly why a simple national championship turned into one of the loudest statements of his entire career. The countdown to Budapest has officially started, and if Lyles is telling the truth about still having more left in the tank, the rest of the sprinting world should be paying very close attention to every move he makes from here.